Hello, hello, hello. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. How are we all doing? Welcome back to the second class, that's cybersecurity class. So let's get to it. So today we're going to be talking about evolving cyber threat landscape, right? Our objective is to understand cyber threat landscape and how it evolves, identify different types of cyber threats, describe the motivation of cyber attackers, understand the basics of threat intelligence. All right, introduction to cyber threat landscape. So what comes to your mind when you hear the word cyber threat? Like what ticks in your head? You say cyber threats. When you hear threats, you mean that looking somehow. Cyber threats is that have you or someone you know ever experienced a cyber attack or security breach before? Do you know anybody that experienced a cyber attack in your life or your family or your siblings? And how do you think cyber threats have changed over the years? So let's get to it. So when you hear the cyber threat landscape, simply means the ever-changing digital world of potential risks. When you hear cyber threat, it's more of like when you hear threat, something that is a risk, something that it's not good, right? And cyber means it's happening in the digital world, right? Then when you hear landscape, it's more of like how things change, you get. So altogether, cyber threat landscape simply means how cyber threat change in the digital world, how cyber attacks from what we've known it before, how they are right now, and how they will keep changing. So that is basically what cyber threat landscape means. So it includes various dangers like viruses, like hackers, and scams. Staying aware of these threats and their patterns and using security measures to protect digital things is vital for safety online. By understanding the cyber threat landscape and organizations, individuals can better protect themselves from cyber attack. So when you understand what cyber attacks are, when you understand what the cyber threats are, what viruses are, understand how they are changing as for example now the virus that was in vogue like 10 years ago right now is a different kind of virus now. When you understand like how these cyber threats are changing, and an organization or even you as an individual can better protect yourself in this cybersecurity world, in this digital world. So this include things like identify and mitigating vulnerabilities. So when you look through, okay, these are the patterns that you see to know that okay, a virus has attacked this particular system, right? You identify these vulnerabilities. You identify that okay, all right, this is the threat that I'm seeing. You understand, and then that way you can be able to develop and implement security controls. You can be able to now say okay, if for example now someone can pass a virus to you with a USB cord, and as an organization you've heard about this thing, you've seen time and time again where different news and different articles has taken it up that okay, this person or this organization got breached because of USB ports. They imputed a malicious USB port. As an organization you might now say that all right, you know what, now organization will not allow USB ports. Let's not go and be testing what we don't know. Just say fine, we are good, no USB ports are allowed. So that way you've identified the way the vulnerability can work, and then you've now developed a security measure that you can use in place. And then the next part is responding to incidents, right? So one thing is that incidents might always happen, but the goal is to be able to respond as effectively as possible, as quickly as possible, and reducing the impact of this incident. You want to ensure that whenever an incident occur, it doesn't stop your business from working, doesn't stop your business from operating. That's it. So the cyber threat landscape is constantly evolving as new technologies emerges and attackers develop new skills. Like nobody is sleeping, nobody is playing, right? When they attack, they'll keep on developing their skills, they'll keep on improving their skills, they'll keep on improving their skills and developing their skills so that they can attack more. Yeah, so basically the attackers are not sleeping, they are not resting. Their people are sharpening their skills, what they used to attack before, right? They will advance themselves and then they will not do better one. So you as an organization, you will not be sleeping, you will not be resting. You will also be checking for updates like, okay, I'm missing a Windows system. Have I updated? Am I seeing what is currently going on? That kind of thing. So that to ensure that you don't fall prey. You don't fall prey of all these attackers, because nowadays, like, if you go on YouTube, you can see how to attack a just go on YouTube and search how to attack a Wi-Fi. You will see it. Just imagine you as I we are just there, you have good intentions, you want to learn how to do all this practical stuff. And imagine that somebody else that has bad intention. So like the news is information is everywhere. You get, so people are sharpening their skills, they are developing new ways. If you think something is secure now, just give it like 1 month. Somebody has found a way to scatter it for you. So the goal is to just keep on evolving, like keep on updating, keep on ensuring that your system that is secured now is going to keep on being secured in the next 6 months. So what are the types of cyber threats? So number one, we have malware, which is short for malicious software. So it is like a digital germ that infects computers. It includes viruses which can replicate and spread. Yeah, we have Trojan, which hide inside seemingly harmless files. Malwares can harm your computer, can steal your information, and make it do things that you don't want it to do. So malwares are short form for malicious software. So malicious software simply means that someone created this software, created this application with bad intentions in mind. You understand? You have bad intentions in mind. You want to do something that you're not supposed to do, right? So when a system gets affected by malware, especially things like viruses. Viruses replicate themselves. They spread. Trojans hide themselves behind things that you see that are looking normal. Let's say you have this calculator on your laptop, is a normal application. You feel it's a normal application, but it might be a Trojan, you understand? And what does malware do? It harms your laptop, it harms your system, it harms the computer, it steals your information, your credentials. If you have credentials saved on your system, it goes ahead to steal it. Sometimes it can even corrupt your data. So maybe you have a very important presentation, you are bidding for a contract, you are ready to go and kill everything and get the money and get everything, and your laptop now get affected by virus and you can't access anything in your laptop. You will just be so upset. You understand? So basically, it can make your system do things that you don't even want it to do. Then the next point is called phishing. So this is basically trickery. Like cyber criminals pretend to be trustworthy by sending fake emails or messages and asking your personal information or password. So the goal of phishing is that they don't want to don't want to seem like they are collecting your details by force. They want you to willingly give up your information, willingly give up your username and password, willingly give up your code, willingly give up your credit card pin. So that's what the attacker has in mind. So basically they can send you fake email, you just have 90% off, maybe one bonus, one something that you are looking for. Maybe you have been trying to apply for what was maybe a travel agency stuff, and now send you a mail from the same travel agency that we are doing bonanza this week and is 90% off, and you know that you really want to do that vacation. You just go and click on the link without confirming that, okay, this information I'm getting, is it from the actual vendor, is the actual vendor that is sending this into me. You understand? So the next point is ransomware. So let's talk about ransomware. So this is where your the files on your system get locked up. So it's basically your all the files in your system get encrypted. You don't have the encryption key. You can't decrypt what is there. And then somebody is holding it hostage and asking you pay $10,000 and we will open up your system for you, unless you will not have access to your information. This had happened where I was working before, right? So when they were developing a particular software, and one of the developers ended up clicking on the wrong link, and he ended up having a ransomware attack. At that point, like there was really not the people were asking for plenty money. The money was too much. The money was a lot, and the company did not have that money. So let it go. Say let it go, let it go like this. They formatted the laptop. There's nothing that anybody, you cannot do anything. You can't decrypt, you can't decrypt the information. So you just let it go, formatted it. I told the developers, you caught again. It was a very hard and very stressful time. People were sweating under AC because we had to just imagine coding. You finish writing code. Sometimes when you code, sometimes some things will just work by magic. You just be thanking God that it's working. You have to do everything again because you can't pay the amount of money, and then you can't decrypt what was encoded. So that's one of the cyber threats, ransomware. Then we have DDoS, which is called distributed denial of service attack. So it's like a digital traffic jams. So attacker overwhelms a website or a network with traffic, slowing it down or crashing it or disrupting the online service. So DDoS simply means that when a server or when a particular service is supposed to be made available for you, the user, you might not have access to it because an attacker is performing a denial of service attack. An attacker is overloading or overwhelming the website, is overloading or overwhelming the network with traffic, useless traffic, and you that are the person that wants to access this website, you can't access it because the website is being overwhelmed. It's like, let's say you have like a booking agency now, a booking website now. There's this company, they are a booking company. You go there to book your flights and everything, and you know that December period is where people used to be ready to fly up and down. Okay, just imagine not having an attack during that period, that people cannot access their website. Everybody say, we can't access your website, we can't access your website. So nobody is booking any flights, but their website is inaccessible. You understand? So at the end of the day, the clients or the customers will go somewhere else. You get why the company will try and be figuring out, oh, what exactly happened. So the next point is social engineering. Social engineering is a type of attack that exploits human psychology to gain access to sensitive information. Social engineering can be carried out in a variety of ways, such as impersonating as a legitimate authority figure or tricking a user into opening a malicious mail. So social engineering is more of using the human factor to gain sensitive information. Is psychology. So you already know that if I am carrying plenty loads on my hand and I want to walk into a company door, people will see my load and open the door for me. And it's like, even though they have not identified that I am a staff member, but it's just because of goodwill. Like, as someone that has goodwill, if you see somebody that's carrying plenty load on their hand, you open the door so that the person can pass, you understand? But you that are opening, you're not sure that this person is a staff member or not. So they're using human psychology, you understand, to gather information, to gain sensitive information. Also, one that is pretending to be a legitimate authority, giving that legitimate authority vibes, you understand? And everyone will just be answering, yes sir, no sir, yes sir, no sir. Or they'll place a call to an organization staff and say, I'm the IT guy, let me come and do your IT support. And while he's gathering information about the company to perform an attack, you get. So number 6 is zero-day exploits. Zero-day exploits are like digital weapons. They target vulnerabilities in software that even the creators don't know yet. Attackers use them before fixes are available. So zero-day exploit simply means that let's say a particular software has been developed, but you don't have an idea that, okay, this particular vulnerability is there, this particular issue is there. So what will the attacker do? They will attack the system or attack people that are using that system before the developers know that, okay, oh, this is like there's a vulnerability. I think this was issue that happened with WannaCry. So we need to research about the WannaCry cyber security attack. Research about the WannaCry cyber security attack. So a vulnerability was discovered, a zero-day vulnerability was discovered, right? And then an attacker stole it and breached it before Microsoft could upload updates. Like they sent out updates, but before like the companies could finish testing the updates and implement those updates, that's got almost everybody. It was a very, very big issue. All right, so the next thing is advanced persistent threats. So these are when skilled attackers quietly infiltrate a system, stay hidden for a long time, and steal sensitive information or monitor activities. So APT is basically like um these guys are patient, right? They are not in a hurry. So they are skilled attackers, and they try to get into a system. Usually they usually do this for government organizations, usually government against government, when two government or organizations are fighting each other, right? They enter into the system and they don't make noise. They don't make noise. They don't put your details online and say we've gotten into your system like the way some people do, that they'll be shouting on Twitter. We've stolen all the witnesses we can steal, that they will stay there and stay hidden as possible. What are they doing? They are stealing sensitive information they can use for blackmailing, information they can use to do other things. They are monitoring different activities. So that is what APT does. Then we have the man in the middle attack. So the man in the middle attack is more of like there are two or more people talking, and then there is someone that comes in the middle and is stealing credentials, stealing information, stealing certain information, or is even disrupting the connection. So let's say we have A and B talking to each other, right? Then C comes in the middle. So we have A and then we have B talking to each other. And then C comes in the middle and is dropping. So you can hear what A is telling B and you can hear what B is telling A basically. And then it can get very distant the fact that you can even edit information in the sense that okay, if A says we'll attack at noon, C can interrupt it and put we'll attack at 2 p.m. and send it to B. You understand? Both A and B don't know that somebody else is listening to them. So this is called man in the middle attack. These were the things that were used during the war, World War I and World War II. Yes, so things they're using during the war. So we have supply chain attack. So these are digital infiltration that target the sources of the software or hardware. By compromising these sources, cyber criminals can affect the product used by many people. It's like let's say we have like 5 organizations that make use of what will I use now? Let's say that make use of GitLab or that makes use of GitHub. Maybe like developers, different organization as a developer, you're making use of all your GitHub account and everything. And then said that okay, if we can breach GitHub, if we can breach these people, you understand, we can breach these other 5 organizations that are using them. As long as we're able to breach GitHub, we can be able to breach these other guys. You get, so that is it about brute force. That is it about supply chain. So it's basically looking at the main supplier. You understand? If more than, for example, now the what I talked about the WannaCry. So it's a Microsoft. A lot of organizations make use of Microsoft systems, right? They say, oh, if I can breach Microsoft, I can breach as many organizations as possible. Why is that? It's because supply chain. A lot of organizations are using this particular vendor to do something. Then the next point we have is brute force attack. So brute force attack are automated tools used to try password combinations until they find the right one. So basically brute force attack entails that we have username, we have password, right? You have username and password when you want to log into an organization something. You have username and you have password. So brute force attack entails that okay, I'm going to try multiple different kinds of password also that I get the right password and the right user. You understand? So it can happen in the sense that maybe you have an idea of the naming structure of an organization. So some organizations use name and surname at, let's say let's use Google now, name and surname at google.com or name dot your first letter of your surname google.com. You understand? So they don't even know the pattern. Okay, this is how they save their employees name. You now find on LinkedIn all the employees that are there, so you put a list of okay, these are their possible usernames. Then you don't know the password, then you now go and use a list of commonly used password to run to run across all these accounts and see which among all these human beings here are susceptible enough to use one of the commonly used password to store their password, and then that way you can breach in, right? It's not, you can breach in. So this is brute force attack. So that's what brute force attack is. It's basically just trying pass many passwords using multiple different combinations until you find the right one. So what are the motivations for cyber attackers? One of the greatest motivation is financial gain. Understand, financial gain is one of the greatest motivation. Why is that? Is because people are motivated by money sometimes. Attackers may steal money directly from the victim or may steal sensitive information and can use it to commit fraud or identity theft. So money can be one of the major reasons why cyber attacks do what they do. Why is that? Is because they need finances sometimes. They need money. You get, so what they'll do is that they will steal from you, trying to bypass, be a bridge between, maybe you want to send money to somebody, to intercept it and then steal your money, or they will steal your sensitive information like your bank credentials and use to pay for stuffs online, or use you to commit fraud, or use you to even go and take loan from all these loan apps. Now it's easy to take loan. Oh, hey Jesus, it's easy to take loan. You understand? It's very, very easy to take loan. You get, it's very, very easy to take loan. So they can steal all your information, your right information, your NIN, your clinical, and use to take loan, and then you be the one to come and be servicing loan that they know that you are not even money that you know is for anything. Just imagine paying for something that you don't even end up using. You understand? And number two is espionage. So cyber attacks are motivated by espionage. So attackers may steal sensitive information from government or businesses in order to gain competitive advantage. So basically this is like when like there are two competitors and you want to steal information so that you'll be on top. You want to know, okay, this is what this person is doing. You even know that this person wants to produce. Like you can produce your own first, you understand, and then you can also have a share of the market. So this usually happen with government agencies as well. When two governments are fighting against each other, let's say the US government and the Russian government, so they are stealing information so that they can be on top in the cyber war that is going on. Then we have disruption. So some cyber attacks are motivated by disruption. So basically they just want to cause trouble. And the people that it's trouble I'm looking for. Some people their own is just trouble I'm looking for. They just want to disrupt service, that they don't necessarily have any motivation. They are annoyed with the world and decide that okay, I'm going to cause trouble. You understand? So basically their own, what is motivating them is just disruption, causing denial of service, making things unavailable. Then the next one is vandalism. So some cyber attackers are motivated by vandalism. Cyber attackers may deface websites or corrupt data just to scatter things, you understand, just to break, scatter everything. Then we have next one, which is activists. So these activists are the ones that they are promoting a political agenda or a social agenda. Understand? Either they are attacking government websites or attacking the corporate bodies that don't agree with their motto. You understand? So there was even an incident that happened, right? These people called Anonymous Sudan. So during the time when, and I'm sure you guys were around when there was an issue with the Niger coup, right? Niger coup happened, and then like Nigeria said cut the light to Niger. And so this anonymous Sudan decided to hack one of our services, right? Hearsay said they hacked MTN, but that's why it's called hearsay, because we can't be too sure. Well, MTN had issues the next day, but we can't really place it on that because MTN don't come out and say, oh, it was us they hacked, so we cannot be too sure. So, threat management and threat intelligence. Threat management is the process of identifying, assessing, and mitigating cyber threats. So, what is threat management? Threat management is basically managing threats. So, you identify the cyber threats, you assess the cyber threat, and you figure out to mitigate, regulate, or prevent this cyber threat. It is a critical process of all organizations, regardless of the size or industry. Every organization, whether you are a fashion industry, whether you are an e-commerce industry, whether you are a financial industry, it doesn't matter. Your goal as an organization when it comes to threat management is that you identify cyber threats, you assess cyber threats, and you figure out a way to mitigate these cyber threats that has been identified. One key component of cyber threat is threat intelligence. So, threat intelligence is information about existing or emerging threats to an organization asset. It can be used to inform threat management decision and to develop and implement effective security control. So, threat intelligence simply means that what information do we have about a particular threat in regards to the organization's assets. So organization assets are like your network, your devices, your data, all those things, right? The digital information and the rest. So threat intelligence entails that okay, this cyber threat, because we talk about a lot of cyber threats, right? This cyber threat, like how does it relate? How does it how does it affect my organization assets? You understand? So that's what we're talking about. How does this cyber threat affect my organization assets? You get so when you have an idea, when you do cyber threat intelligence, it's not inform your decision when you are doing your threat management decisions. You get and help you implement effective controls that really make sense. You not just go and be taking control. You have to take control based on your environment, your organization environment. So how to use threat intelligence to improve threat management? Organizations can use threat intelligence to improve their threat management in number of ways. Number one, identify new threats. Threat intelligence can help organizations to identify new threats and that they may not be aware of. So number one, you identify new threats. Number two, you assess the risks of the threats. So threat intelligence help organizations to assess the risks of different threats to prioritize their mitigation efforts. So you're assessing the risks that okay, me that if I deal with what they call it, if I deal with finances, right? I know that most of my threats will be coming from what's internet fraud, phishing. Then if I'm dealing with, let's say I'm a fashion something, I know that my threat will be something else. So you have to assess your risks. You have to be assessing the risks of the threat. So every organization don't have the same risks with different threats. So some organizations are prone to more of phishing, while some organizations are prone to more of tailgating. So if they are going to prioritize, an organization now would prioritize if they are prone to tailgating, they will prioritize physical security. If you are prone to phishing, you prioritize email solution security. You get it? So you will have to sit down and assess okay, this threat now what is the risk based on my organization, then developing security control. So once you've assessed your threat, when you identify your threat, you assess okay, this is the risk for my organization, then you develop a security control for it. How do you mitigate it? How do you ensure that okay, this doesn't happen? And then the last part is monitoring the effectiveness of the control. When you put control in place, you monitor, you look at it, you cross check, you check that okay, if parts up, you can even do a simulation. Let's say you are a financial institution and you realize that you are prone to phishing, to having to your employees are prone to being phished. What do? You after creating some security controls, you do a simulation. You don't tell anybody in the company, maybe just the right people, authorities, and then you do a phishing attack and see how many people fall for it. Can see okay, this is how we go, this is how we go, this is how we go. Obviously, it's not going to be malicious because you are the one that is generating that information and everything. Then you will now look for how to combat. So you keep on improving and improving so that at the end of the day, you will realize that okay, this threat that I'm managing, I'm really, really managing it well. The example of threat intelligence. So We have government agencies. So government agencies such as the US Department of Homeland Security offer often publish threat intelligence reports that are available to the public. We have security vendors. So there are some security vendors that analyze threats and publish threat intelligence reports. And then we have the open source intelligence. So open source intelligence is usually called OSINT. It's information that is publicly available. It's used to collect information about threat actors and their activities. So basically, let's talk a bit more about OSINT. So when you say OSINT, I'll do an OSINT on you. So what does OSINT mean? OSINT means like just gathering information. Gathering information that are available online. I'm telling you, you will shock yourself about the information that you have about you online. So what you do is to Google yourself. So write your name on Google, Google yourself, look at the Facebook page that come out. This is are you satisfied with that link? Look at all the things that come out, Google yourself, Google your school, see if you can find, you understand, all your information and see what information are available online. No matter what information that you can find, people can find that information too as well. So you might know that okay, maybe I need to reduce some of these things that I put online, the critical things of course. Then cybersecurity awareness. So cybersecurity awareness and training. Why is cybersecurity awareness and training important? Cybersecurity awareness and training is important because it helps users to identify and avoid cyber threats. So as much as we have talked about cyber threats, we've talked about threat intelligence, right? One way, right, one of the security measures, right, of like when you are trying to implement security controls when it comes to cyber threat is actually awareness, is cybersecurity awareness. Because in your organization, you might tell you might be like, okay, we know that we are prone to phishing, but if you don't educate your employees, okay, do not click on this link. If you say a link like this, don't do this, they will not know. You understand? So it's very important. Cybersecurity awareness and training is very important because it helps the employees, it helps you as a person, it helps your family to identify and avoid cyber threats. And so that's why you are training them so they can see, okay, this is what it is and avoid it. What are the best practices? Number one is providing users with regular training on the latest cyber threats and how to protect themselves. Remember that you have to bring it to the share of mind space. I bring it to the focal point. So you train, not that you train once in 2 months, you train once in 3 months, it will not enter. And if possible, have trainings every single month about cyber security. Number two is using variety of training methods. So you can have online courses, you can have simulation. Simulation simply means like you do it test like in real life, but obviously it should not be malicious, please. So you as the administrator will set up a link, do it like a phishing mail, send everybody in the company or send to specific people in the company and then see who clicks on it and put their details, you understand. Then we have the in-person training. So you go, you do in-person training, have activities, make it fun. Then testing users cybersecurity knowledge regularly. So you test their knowledge, maybe you do like a small quiz or something like that and reward when necessary. Then creating a culture of cybersecurity awareness in the organization. Exactly. So you should make it a culture that's okay. We are a cybersecurity, we are an organization that's aware of our environment, that's aware of our digital environment, you get. Then, all right, so this one is, can you identify the threats? So this is going to be in your when you get slide. So you read through it and identify the cyber threats. I think I would post the answers. I should post the answer somewhere. I'll post the answer there, but not on this slide, so that you can do the tax yourself. So you read through it. When you read through it and decide, okay, what threat is this? What kind of threat is this? Some of these kind of threats are even in the what's it called, in the in the name. You understand? So if you read through it, you see the kind of threats, you would know, okay, this is a threat, this is the name of the threat and stuff like that. So what has changed, right, when it comes to evolving, when it comes to cyber threat landscape, right? Number one, we have the phishing. So phishing attacks have become more sophisticated and targeted. Attackers can use variety of techniques to make their attacks convincing, such as sending legitimate emails and creating website that looks identical to the real one. Exactly. So before, phishing you just see it, there will be wrong spelling. People like, if there's wrong spelling, then it's a phishing this and now. The spellings can even be correct. In fact, they even go and look for a character that looks exactly like that character, but it's not that character. You know, some people go as far as creating websites. You go and create websites in order to dupe somebody that okay, we are real. You understand? Create website. There was a time they were doing this for a job, like when people were trying to apply for a job, like they created a fake company, everything just to fish people. Like it's crazy. That's why you have to research. You have to do your research. You have to research it very well. Don't just fall for anything. When you see a mail, don't just click on it. Malware. So malware has become more sophisticated and invasive. Malware developers can now use a variety of methods to avoid detection and removal. So malwares now have become more invasive in the sense that now they have made it quite like difficult for even the antiviruses, anti-malware itself to detect some sort of malwares. In fact, some malwares now are even going as far as installing themselves in the pre-booting, like installing themselves so they will be in the kernel of the system, right? That way, you know that it's when your laptop has finished booting and then you now turn your antivirus can now start working. But no, what they are doing is that they want to ensure that the antimalware cannot detect that particular malware. So what surprised you the most about today's class on cyber threats? What made you more surprised about today's class? Can you how can understanding cyber threat help you in your personal life? So think about it. If you understand ransomware, if you understand phishing, if you understand malwares, if you understand all the social engineering, how will it help you in your day-to-day life? How will it help you in your personal life? Like, will you now become more cautious? Will you now be trying to examine things a lot more before just clicking on any link? Then what are the implications of cyber threat landscape for national security? And how can we protect critical infrastructure from cyber attacks? And were you surprised about your OSINT result? Please do your OSINT. Just Google yourself. Find out like what are your Facebook account. Google yourself and put Facebook. Say Amara Facebook. Say this. You understand? Just Google yourself and put your try to find out what's available online. It's like let's know what is available. Let's know whether your phone number is somewhere outside. And people can see it and fish you and call you. All those things. So what surprised you the most about your OSINT results? All right. So if you have any questions, please send your questions to this link and we'll get to answer them. Then perform OSINT on yourself. What did you find? Pick a cyber threat and discuss how it has evolved over the years. You send your answer to this particular link. Thank you very much. Do have a wonderful and blessed day. Bye.